hope you're all well. Today I am going to be talking to you about some contemporary graphic novels that I have, and then just a couple that I'm interested in getting to as well, especially with Whatever-a-thon coming up in the month of June. It's always handy to have some graphic novels on your TBR where you can, and while I am one of the co-hosts for Camp Contemporary, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to broaden your horizons and introduce you to some contemporary graphic novels or manga that you may not have heard of before. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one I have here is a manga, and this is Dreaming Sun Volume 1. I do have volumes 2, 3 and 4, but I've only read volume 1 so far, and I did enjoy it. I found it a little bit strange, but overall I did enjoy it, and I can see where it's going and what it's trying to do. This is following Shamana, who feels out of place in her own home. Her mother died several years previous, and her father and stepmom only seem to care about their new baby. They don't really care about Shamana anymore. When she decides to skip school one day and go to the park, she bumps into a mysterious man in a kimono who basically offers her a place to stay on 3 conditions. The first one is to tell him why she ran away from home. The second one is to retrieve his house key. And the third one is to have a dream and fall in love. So she thinks that she might as well give this a try, and it just kind of goes from there. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a little bit strange to start off with, but it actually isn't as strange as it sounds. But I really enjoyed it. It's really good, and I had a great time with it as well. So I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this series and carrying on with it. And yeah, I do recommend this one. Then we have My Brother's Husband Volume 1 and 2. I really enjoy this series. It's so good. This is following Yachi, who is a work-at-home suburban dad and looking after his daughter Kana. And one day he has a knock at the door, and Mike is there, his brother's husband. Now, Yachi's brother died several years, I think, prior, but Mike and his husband always said that they were going to visit his husband's family in Japan, but they never got a chance to do so. Mike has decided that he's going to do that during his grieving process. However, Yachi was never that accepting of his brother's sexuality, and they kind of had a falling out, and this is basically Kana bringing the two of them together. And yeah, this is basically following a adult man coming to the realization that he acted like a bit of an ass the whole time that his brother was alive once he found out he was gay, and his daughter is basically making him come to terms with that, and it just continues to follow them on with this journey, and it's really adorable. I kind of hope we get more from these characters in future, but I really enjoyed this manga and I do highly recommend it. It's so cute, and Kana is just the sweetest bean, and I'm obsessed with Mike as well. So I really enjoyed this series and I do highly recommend it. Then we have Bloom, which is a graphic novel following Ari, who has now finished school and wants to move to the big city with his ultra super band, but he has to convince his dad to let him go from the family bakery. Now the family bakery is struggling, and basically Ari's dad has told him that unless he can find someone to replace him that is even half as good as he is, he cannot go to the big city. While interviewing candidates for his replacement, Ari comes across Hector, who loves baking, absolutely adores baking. So while Ari is showing Hector the new ropes to overtake his job, unfortunately Ari starts to fall for Hector, and this throws a bit of a spanner in the works with his intentions of moving to the big city. So we're just following this really adorable couple on this journey, and I just really love this graphic novel so much. It's so cute and it's absolutely beautiful. It's all like got this blue tinge to it, and it's just adorable, and I highly recommend it. I am obsessed with this graphic novel. So cute. It is a chunky one, but it's really cute, so do highly recommend this one. Then we have another queer graphic novel, which I've no doubt most of you have probably read at this point, but if you haven't, what are you doing? This is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is just the first volume. So this is following Charlie and Nick, who go to the same school, however they haven't met at the point that we meet Charlie and Nick, and we go with them through this process of meeting each other, and slowly but surely Charlie starts falling for Nick, and their friendship is just the most adorable thing I've ever seen on this planet, and slowly but surely things progress fact, I'm not going to spoil it for you all, but if you've read these or seen the covers at all, you will know where this is going. But I really, really loved this comic series. It's so cute. You can get it all for free online, but I would recommend these bind-ups because they're just really, really adorable. Do bear in mind that later on in the series, this series does cover mental health a lot, anxiety, depression, but it also covers eating disorders as well, so do be careful of that going in to it if those are triggers for you. But yeah, overall, such a beautiful series and I highly recommend it. Then we have Quiet Girl in a Noisy World by Debbie Tung. This is literally just a graphic novel depicting the ups and downs of a coming of age as an introvert. That's literally it. So essentially Debbie's kind of put herself into a bit of a graphic novel and shown an introvert story. This is the cutest thing. I've never felt more seen in my life, but I just really enjoy this. Very fast paced, and I think if you are an introvert you will relate to this a lot. But I actually think if you're not an introvert and you're an extrovert, but you have an introvert in your life, or you would like to gain a little bit more knowledge about what it's like to be an introvert, this could be really useful for you because it's very, very simply put. And as someone who is an introvert, I will look at that and go, oh my god, that makes so much sense. But as someone who's an extrovert, they might look at that and go, that seems really, really odd. Like a very strange thing to do, but this kind of explains it in such a way that you might go, oh, I see now what they mean when they say that, or I see why they've done that now. Like, that makes way more sense. So I feel like this is a really good one to pick up. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you will get to learn things no matter what, and I do highly recommend this one. Debbie has done another one as well that's come out very, very recently. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll show a picture of it here, and I'm planning on getting my hands on it very, very soon. So yeah, really do recommend this one. The next two I want to tell you about I don't physically own. So the first one is Giant Days, which is, I will show a picture of it here, a very long series of graphic novels essentially following three girls who are at uni, and we are literally just following them, slice of life, day-to-day living. They will moan about boys, they'll moan about uni, they'll moan about like just being women in general, you know, periods, things like that, just the general women whinging essentially that we do day to day. And it's just really, really cute slice of life, you know, relatable graphic novel. There's just, I have such a good time with it. These characters are so fun, and I really do find them quite funny. Some of the volumes are a little bit strange. I think like volume 2 or 3 is a little bit odd. One of the characters goes way too far with her revision and sleep deprivation that she ends up having like really strange hallucinations in the supermarket. It's odd, but I really do enjoy this series. It's just so good, such a laugh, so I do recommend it. And then the next one is Ellie Vance. I've only read volume 1 in this series, but I did enjoy it, and this is following Goldie, whose dad is the manager of a hotel and she works on and off within the hotel. She's one of the valet people at the hotel and she takes care of the cars and stuff. However, Goldie has some other stuff going on one day when some jewellery goes missing from the hotel and her and her dad are accused of taking the jewellery. She has to prove who has taken it, and I just really enjoy it. She wants to be an investigator. It's just really cool graphic novel and I have a good time with it, so I'm excited to continue on with this series. And then just a couple of honourable mentions that I don't know a great deal about either of these graphic novels, but I know they're sports and they are both queer. So the first one is Fence, which I believe is about fencing essentially, and I believe it's queer. And then the second one is called Check Please, which I believe is about ice hockey and also queer. So I've heard really good things about both of these series and I do want to pick both of them up. So yeah, those are my contemporary graphic novel recommendations. Please do let me know if you have any recommendations for me in the comments down below, or anybody else in the comments down below. Drop your recommendations, contemporary ones only. We're only here for the contemporary graphic novels because I have a boatload of fantasy graphic novels that I could recommend you if you wanted that video. Also let me know in the comments down below, but contemporary ones are not as easy to get your hands on, so please let me know if you've got any recommendations down below. I would be very interested in seeing those, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.